No Man's Sky had a big update this month, as well as a PC release, so I thought I'd jump back in and see what's changed, see what all the hype is about. It's been getting good press lately, so I figured, sure, I'll check it out. So a good few changes since the last time I played it. I only played it at launch. I played it for about a week, and then, you know, what's left to play here? What's the actual game, you know? So I kind of jumped off it. So some big changes. There's just a lot of extra features have been added in. There's an entire base building mechanic where you can plonk down your own huts and your own buildings and recruit people to build shit for you. There's a freighter and fleet and frigate. It's a lot of F's. A system where you can take command of an entire fleet of vessels and send them off on excursions and missions to, you know, make you money or blow up shit or collect resources and things like that. It's very like the kind of Assassin's Creed, send off people on missions and they come back in real time in like an hour or a day or whatever it is. It's pretty cool though, because you can actually like fly into the freighter and land on it and walk around inside and build a little kind of mini base inside of it as well. Super fucking expensive though, because if you want to recruit another freighter into your fleet, still so many Fs. It's like millions of units, and I'm only at the point now where I can afford one. So it's... I maybe jumped into that system a bit too early, maybe that was the problem, I don't know. There's a whole mission, or quest board, mission board kind of thing going on, where it'll just give you some kind of basic things you'll be doing anyway, like scanning minerals, or feeding creatures, or killing creatures, or blowing up spaceships, or robbing, you know, other spaceships. And it just gives you kind of incentives and missions around that to just sort of direct you towards other gameplay avenues. And that feeds into a kind of guild standing and clan standing, I suppose. The three different alien species, and you're standing with them, opening up new avenues for you, and three different guilds, same deal. Teleportation system, so you can jump back and forth from your base or to other space stations that you've already found. And then the big change for No Man's Sky Next was of course multiplayer. I could not be arsed with multiplayer, as is well storied on this channel. I just, like, no. Just no to multiplayer for me. Co-op fine, but if it's with a friend, like someone I have to know them in real life, so that doesn't really help. So the multiplayer update doesn't really add a whole lot for me, but it does add a third-person camera. So you have a third-person camera for your character, and you have a third-person camera for the spaceship. And I think it added photo mode as well. Photo mode may have been added earlier, but photo mode is fantastic for No Man's Sky. The game just looks really good. And something else that I only noticed recording it, I normally play it on a 4K TV, because I have a PS4 Pro, but recording it, I don't have a recording device that can do 4K, so I record at 1080p. The game looks better at 1080p, in my opinion. You know, I don't know if they're super scaling, or if they have an actual PS4 Pro patch. It's a lot of P's now, but I don't know. It looks better at 1080p, I don't know what that's about. Anyway, there's not exactly more to do. Well, I suppose there is more to do, there are more features, but it's still the same kind of gameplay loop of never having enough resources and having to go find those resources and being annoyed that you can't fit enough resources in your backpack and so on. So if the original game, you know, if you completely bounced off it, you're probably still going to bounce off it, to be honest, unless you have a friend. I do appreciate the extra structure, and I don't mind playing No Man's Sky while I'm watching YouTube or watching Netflix or watching TV or something. You know, it's a good background game. It gives my hands something to do while I'm watching.
Protection falling.
This is a game called Coffee Talk by Toge or Toga Productions. I'm not entirely sure how you pronounce it. So this game is on itch.io or itch.io, however you want to pronounce it. It's a kind of blog slash marketplace platform for indie games. This is a demo. The demo is available right now on itch.io for free, or you can name your price as well if you are so inclined. So this plays like if you've ever played the Red Strings Club or Valhalla. Basically, it's a visual novel with a kind of drink-making puzzle element thrown in every now and then to keep you on your toes. But this is a little bit more chill, a little bit more relaxed. You're making caffeinated beverages, I guess, anything you'd find in a typical coffee shop. Coffee, hot chocolate, tea, that kind of thing. And you're listening to people's stories, you know? It's very chill, it's very relaxed. The characters are kind of mix of your typical fantasy characters, elves, orcs, succubi, whatever, and humans, all living in a kind of near future or modern world and going about their daily business and their daily problems, and their problems are all very human because, you know, I like it. It's very short, the demo, you know, it's only a day, so there's only like one story you get out of it, but it's fun. I like the pixelated art. The coffee making puzzle is kind of interesting, and it's not as stressful as something like Valhalla. So, I don't know, give it a look. It's on itch.io, however you want to pronounce it. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check it out. Remember, it's free. Just try it. It's on PC as well. Some more Bloodstained action. Last time we were looking at Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, which was a stretch goal for the main Bloodstained project. This time we're looking at Ritual of the Night backer demo. This is a demo that was released to Kickstarter backers at a certain payment threshold, which I reached. I can't remember what the actual number was, but whatever. And also this was shown off at E3. So this is the second backer demo, so this kind of adds on to the first one. So the first backer demo had the kind of galleon ship level all the way up to the boss. This demo is the same, but then also an additional level afterwards. It's the first area of the main castle. Still plays really well. I was very happy with the first backer demo, control-wise, and it's just better now. Some small changes and improvements. The lighting has improved, although it's a little off in some areas, but they've already addressed that was just an issue with the demo. Some of the monsters have received some redesigns. Some of the weapons have been rebalanced. Something introduced in this demo is some of the extra characters, the secondary cast, the kind of shopkeepers and alchemists and things like that. This is coming along really well. I've been dying to play this now ever since the Kickstarter campaign kicked off. It's a bad choice of words. I can't think of correct words. Anyway, I'm just waiting for this to come out. The release date is still TBD, so anytime now, Koji Igarashi. Anytime. Whenever you're ready. But like soon, please.
Bloodstained.
This is Chasm by BitKid. This is an independent title, available on PS4, PS Vita, and Steam. Chasm is a 2D Metroidvania kind of game, like I say this all the time, like Metroid and like Castlevania. In it you play a young knight recruit who's sent to the village of Karthus to investigate why the mine has shut down and why everyone in the village has disappeared. All by yourself, cause video games, I guess. And your job is to go into the mines, the chasm, if you like, and, you know, fight monsters and collect loot and solve the problem of the day, like a hero guy. Pretty standard fare. What's interesting for this game is a lot of the dungeon and a lot of the areas of the dungeon are procedurally assembled, in that certain rooms you'll encounter all the time because they're scripted and they're part of puzzles or whatever, but the rooms in between will be different depending on the seed you were using to play the game. I've played through the opening areas a couple of times now, and yeah, you do encounter some of the bigger rooms all the time, but the kind of smaller avenues between those rooms are definitely different every time. The chest drops are different, item drops are different. So for instance, my first playthrough of the game, I had 3, maybe 4 different weapons I could choose from. That was without going to the shop. By the time I entered the second area, but the second time I played through the game, I only had the default weapon, and I picked up everything in between. So yeah, that's kind of the problem with procedurally generated things, or procedurally assembled things, is sometimes you get screwed over. Anyway, so like I said, it's not doing anything particularly new, but it is doing it well, and you know, there is something to be said for that. Even if you don't bring new innovation to the genre, if you do it well, you can still be appreciated, and I like it. No, I don't really have anything bad to say about it. I like the art design, I like the comedy, the story is, you know, very by the numbers, so that's fine. You know, there's nothing good, nothing bad about that, it's neutral. The procedurally generated things, on one end it can be a boon, and on the other end it cannot be a boon, so that really depends on the seed you get, I guess. Good for speedrunners, I suppose. I didn't see an option to input your own seed. Maybe that is an option, to be fair, I didn't really look for it. But yeah, I guess if you wanted to play the game the same as your friend, you could just input the same seed and you'd have the same game, theoretically. Anyway, this came out fairly late in the month, so I've only played a bit of the game. I've played maybe 2-3 hours of it, but I'm liking what I've seen so far. Give it a go. It is not a full-priced game. I think it was €15. I had a PS Plus discount on it as well, so it might be a little bit cheaper than that. I'm not sure. It is cross-buy and cross-play with PS Vita and PS3. You know, you can get it there. It's on Steam, and I think it's on Humble Bundle as well. So there's lots of places you can pick this up, and you should give it a shot. Those were some of the games I played for July 2018. Not a whole lot this month. One, because it's July and video games don't really come out, and two, I was just very busy. Personal and private life. Personal and private and professional, that's what I meant. Anyway, so yeah, not a whole lot of time for games. It's mostly demos and games I'd already played, and a bit of Chasm. I haven't forgotten about Octopath Traveler. I did buy it, I haven't played enough of it. I haven't played any more than I have played of the demo, so I didn't have anything new to say. So you'll have to look forward to that next month. Speaking of next month, it's August, which means it's almost September, which means the games start coming out now. Start ramping up for Christmas. So we've got Dead Cells. It's on August 7th. So that is a kind of roguelike 2D, kind of brawler, kind of dungeon crawler kind of game. My kind of thing. Also got 2 Point Hospital, which is a kind of reimagining or a fromage to Theme Hospital. Made on PC, that's the 29th. We've got Divinity 2. There were parts of Divinity 1 that I really liked, and there were parts of it that I really didn't like. So I'm looking to give Divinity 2 a shot. What I've heard from press and from friends, it's going to be pretty good. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm waited for it to come out on console rather than get it on PC. Although I may still end up getting the PC version at this point. And then another kind of weird, indie, funny, weird game. I said weird twice, that's how weird it is. Called Donut County, where you take control of a hole piloted by raccoons or something. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't know how that game will turn out, but I'm willing to give it a shot. Industry event this month, or next month, whatever we want to look at it, August. Gamescom, as a big game developers conference, is taking place near the end of the month, 20th, 21st, something like that, for about a week. Sometimes there's news, sometimes there's good news, sometimes there's bad news. It's, again, the ramp up to Christmas, so this will pretty much be the last time they'll have a chance to get any news out before all the Christmas games just drop on everybody. Hopefully there'll be some interesting news coming out of that. Channel news, like I said, didn't get a whole lot done last month, this month, July. So yeah, The channel hasn't exactly progressed since then, so whatever I said last month is still true this month. Some things have changed on the job front, so the schedule might change as well. Hopefully that won't be too much of an impact. So still streaming Neo, still doing an LP for Tomb Raider and for Zone of the Enders. Again, hoping to get both of them done before their sequels are out. May or may not get around to Rise of the Tomb Raider at this point. If there's anything else you'd like to see on the channel, please let me know. It is pretty much the only feedback I can get. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next month.